Hey everyone, Anthony here, and welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at the new Insta360 X5. There's a whole bunch of features that we're going to go through in this video, like for example the 8K versus like the active HDR mode. Insta360 is also saying that the audio quality on the new camera, the built-in microphone, is better than the previous models. We'll test that out. We might be even noticing it right now. And there's a whole bunch of things to go through. Excited to jump into this video. Let's dive into the Insta360 X5 and all the features and do some comparisons, do some tests. Let's see what it's all about. So there's a couple things you should know right out the gate. The Insta360 cameras have two lenses to capture 360 degrees of video, and on the new X5, both of those lenses have improved impact resistance, and now they're actually easily replaceable thanks to a replacement lens kit. You might have seen a couple people smashing lenses online, including Insta360 themselves. This is great because I have personally scratched the previous versions of the Insta360. Those lenses, you try and just put those in like weird situations. You try and put those through things, putting them close to the ground while biking or skateboarding or whatever it may be. So the risk of dropping the camera and scratching the lenses is always pretty high. The camera is also now waterproof up to 49 feet, which means you could take this to the beach, no problem. But there's two things that actually surprised me the most on this new Insta360 X5. One was the battery life, but also listen to this built-in microphone. So one improvement over the previous version, the X4, is the battery life on the X5. The older version, I believe that was like 132 minutes. They've bumped it up here to 180 minutes of record time thanks to that new battery life. I think it's making a big difference because I notice a significant increase in battery life, especially compared to my X3. This X5 has lasted quite a long time, and I would have been out here for maybe like close to an hour and a half, and I'm still like not even halfway done the battery. This is a really good battery performance out of this new X5. Welcomed improvement, that's for sure. So low light on this camera is also said to be improved by an AI powered chip within the new X5. This is a big jump up in the sensor size as well. So on the X4, the camera had a 1/2 inch sensor. On this new X5, there's a 1/1.25 inch sensor, making low light performance much better than previous versions. I took this into an art gallery in Burlington, and the area was dark. And I think this footage looks pretty dang good, much better than my X3, that is for sure. But let's talk about resolution and frame rates. So you have that full 8K mode, and how these cameras work is that the 8K is spread over 360 degrees of video, equating to great looking footage when you keep that camera angle wide. The more you zoom in, the more you will notice that drop in resolution, but on the clips where you maintain that wide angle field of view, you maximize the resolution and keep all that information within the shot. And there's a couple shots while I was out with my dog, and these look great, especially if you keep that camera angle nice and zoomed out, maximize all that resolution. The quality here is excellent, especially considering the size of the camera. This camera, this is something that you can carry with you, and it's not gonna like weigh you down. I was biking one-handed with the Insta360 on the invisible selfie stick in the same hand as I'm holding my dog's leash. And a lot of people were confused as to how I shot this, but now you know. So while out for a run, handling this is no problem, even when you have your hands full with like a squirrely little dog like what you're seeing right now. Now, when you get into that 8K mode, you lose access to active HDR mode. Active HDR mode is only accessible in 5.7K, and in 5.7K, you get all the normal frame rates up to 60p slow motion. In the 8K mode, you're maxing out at 30p, so no slow motion until you drop down into that 5.7K active HDR mode. There is a 4K mode that allows you to get 120 frames per second for ultra slow motion, but that is as far as we go on slow motion with the new X5. So let's talk audio, because this was the other thing that impressed me the most. Now, I will say the environment does make a big difference in the audio quality, of course, but check out this shot here where I was able to record the audio from the Insta360 X5 while standing next to like a busy road. Then use the Insta360 Studio app to add those keyframes and just frame up the shot how I like it. And then you could also clean up the audio a little bit using the voice focus option that you have on the desktop app. So this is really helpful in a lot of situations, but it's not like a miracle worker. Be mindful of the situations that you're in, and using a lav mic to get that microphone a little bit closer to your mouth will usually get you better results. But I thought this was impressive. Take a listen. So one of the big features with this Insta360 X5 is that new microphone. They say it's going to start to pick up your voice. Now there's like a busy street right next to me right here. I could show you on the camera. And I'm wondering, how does the audio quality sound? And I think a lot of people are going to use this as a vlogging type camera if the audio sounds pretty good. And this is what you can expect on the new Insta360 X5. Now they did include a couple of windscreens that you can actually attach onto the microphone. So if you're hearing a little bit of that wind blowing around on the microphone itself, you can attach those. I didn't bring one today. That was probably a mistake. We'll see how this sounds. So this would be a really deadly combo if you had the Insta360 X5 paired with a lav mic. So right now you're listening to the audio coming from the Insta360 X5, and the microphone is pretty close to my mouth right now, right? But one thing I was noticing when shooting out and about, when I would extend that invisible selfie stick, you would hear that loss in audio quality because the microphone just gets so much further away from your mouth, right? Now, one of the things that I think a lot of people are going to try and do is vlog with this camera. So this camera does have a built-in microphone. Now, I forgot to bring the windscreen that goes over top of that microphone, so I'm not sure if you're going to hear a little bit of the breeze happening right now, but this is a good audio test to just give this a shot and see what it sounds like. I don't have the selfie stick extended all the way out. It's kind of like a medium range if I would kind of prescribe that kind of description to it. But this is what you can expect from the built-in microphone, and I'm in log mode, 5.7K. There is that restriction of 5.7K in log mode only. You can't bring it up to 8K if you're looking to shoot log, and I do have the HDR setting turned on as well, so we should get some good dynamic range out of here. This is probably the best you're going to get out of the new Insta360 X5. Now, if you paired this with the DJI Mic 2, I love this this microphone because it records 32-bit flow internally right to that microphone. So that is really key. So that way I can be as far as I want from the camera. Now, in this particular situation, I bet you that the audio coming from the Insta360 is probably good enough. But if you are on, say, like that extendable selfie stick and you have it extended all the way, then you might want to use something like a lav mic. And that's where I think that pairing the Insta360 with a lav mic like the DJI Mic 2, this could be a deadly combo. Insta360 was also really smart by giving you a lens cloth included in the package with the Insta360 X5. Because of that extra resolution, you want to keep these lenses nice and clean. Now, they give you that lens cloth that's included in the box, but I would also suggest, just having a spare. Like, for example, using this little Henry's cleaning cloth that comes in a little case. You attach this to your keychain, and then you could pull the cloth out, give the lens like a little wipe, and then go about your business. It's important to keep those lenses clean because of the 8K resolution. When you have that higher resolution in this camera, it's going to give you more resolution, but it's also going to accentuate some of those flaws that are on the lenses. Like, for example, it's starting to rain right now. It would actually show those raindrops a little bit more. And there was a clip that I recorded in the art gallery in Burlington, And I think I got something on the lenses. I was rubbing like the camera on like leaves and stuff like that, and there was something that got on the lenses, and you definitely notice it. So keeping those lenses clean with something like this cleaning cloth, also another really key essential. Now, here's the microphone in like a normal, like kind of vlog setting, having it a little bit closer to my mouth, just so you could hear the audio quality coming from the camera as I walk through here with that active HDR mode on. Very contrasty situation whenever you're kind of standing next to a window, but interesting test to see how it kind of performs. And as we walk through the gallery here, you could also see what's on this side. There's a couple displays next to me here, but then you can also see that dynamic range in active HDR mode on this side here. So interesting test. So final thoughts on the Insta360 X5. The audio quality is impressive, totally usable if the mic is about an arm's reach away. And if you're extending that invisible selfie stick all the way, then I would look to the DJI Mic 2. And understand this: I'm not normally one to jump from one model to that next gen. I was a big fan of the Insta360 X3. The X4 was good, but I already own the X3, and there's a few improvements there for sure. But I wasn't running to stores to get that new X4. Now that I've actually tried that Insta360 X5, I'm actually hoping to either keep this model, or I'm gonna have to go buy this camera for myself, because there are some excellent improvements in this new X5. The larger sensor is fantastic, and think about that jump in sensor size, right? Like, you're essentially doubling the sensor size and adding a little bit of extra over that X4, and the overall size of the camera has not changed that much. I think the quality looks great for an action camera, and on top of that, the battery life on this model was so good. I feel like you could definitely go shooting nearly an entire day if you're turning the camera on and off like I did, and you'd probably last that whole day traveling around taking clips here and there. The battery life was great, so I think this is going to be really key for those who are traveling and want to capture some video for social media posts while out and about. So I think the X5 is an excellent camera, and if Insta360 is asking for this back, then I think I'm gonna have to get this one for myself. So I think that tells you something. If you like this video, then hit the like button for us. Let me know in the comments down below if you're looking to do some traveling in 2025 and think this is something that you could see yourself using. Check out all the links in the description of this video, and let me know if you have any questions down below. My name's Anthony, and I'll see you in the next one.